During this Virtual McArt lesson, we are going to be creating this very simple little sketch of a landscape. Now for this, I am using a small sheet of colored paper. You can use any color. It just helps to get the pencil colors to pop out a little bit more. Now what I have done is drawn a square on my sheet of paper, so I am working to a smaller area. I've done a little picture frame here. If I hold my hand out, you get an idea of how big that shape is. You can work as large or as small as you like. Now I've pre-selected some colors for mine. I've got some autumn tones, yellows, oranges, and reds, some greens, and some blues for my sky as well. Two really important colors is white and also a little bit of black for creating some contrast and details at the end. Now to begin our beautiful fall scenes, what we're going to do is a little bit of sketching first to lay out where our path and trees will go. Now if you look at my paper, I've drawn a small box in the center. Doing pencil colors is hard work, so make it a little bit easier for yourself by reducing the surface area that you're going to be working within. If I hold my hand up, you get an idea of the size of the box that I am working in. Now what I'm going to do is sketch with my white pencil. I'm using a toned piece of paper, so my pencil colors stand out nice and bright. Now what I'm going to do is on the right hand side, roughly halfway down, little spot. That is where my path is disappearing away to. So I'm going to do like a wispy S coming forward. So I'm going to go down and around like that. That's going to be my path eventually. Now the path's going to get larger as it comes towards us. So again, I'm starting small. This is my vanishing spot here. It's going to snake around and follow down. So there is my path eventually. It looks like a funny shape right now. It will be a path. Now here I'm going to have a hill that rolls up and out, and I'm going to have some land that kind of levels out on this side, and maybe a rolling hill in the background. I am making this up. Add into your landscape as you would like to. You can do whatever you want for yours. That's the basic layout. Sky, grass, grass, hill, path. That is all I am doing right now. What I'm going to do is start to position a couple little clouds in my sky. I'm going to turn a little bit. Now using my white pencil color, I'm just going to do a curly motion here. Do not think about it too much. Just have some fun. Going around in a little circle motion, laying down some little curls of color. Now my cloud kind of tilts down a little bit here. I'm going to do the same on the other side, a little bit higher. Curly motion. If I slow down, can you see my pencil going in a circle? Pressing kind of hard to get a lot of white out there. Beautiful. Now to make my horizon, this is my horizon here, to make it look further away, I'm going to make it lighter in this area. So what I'm going to do with my white pencil is start down low, pressing kind of hard here, adding some white. As I come up, I am taking off the pressure, lighter and lighter and lighter. So my bright white starts to blend back into the paper again. There we go. Doesn't take much because we're working to a much smaller scale. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is use my dark blue next. So here is my dark blue. Now to make this look even brighter down low, I'm going to make it darker up the top. So going across the top of my border with my dark blue, same thing, pressing hard, getting lighter as I come down. So whenever I say lighter, I mean not pressing as hard on the pencil. So as I come down, taking off the pressure, blending back into that orangey tone of the paper, just a little bit. There we are. So you can see dark down to the light. Now I'm going to use my light blue. Here's where my sky is going to come to life. So working up in the dark blue again, combining the two, going straight over the top of my dark blue. As I come down, you can see the light blue getting brighter and brighter. There we go, beautiful. Smushing out that dark blue all the way to the tops of my clouds. Gorgeous. This is just a quick, fun little autumn sketch. Don't think too much about it. You can add details as you go, anything you'd like to do. Now down here, I also want to add some blue. It's going to get lighter as it goes down to the bottom. So I'm going to press lighter with the blue and have it blending down into my white area at the bottom here. There we go. So it looks like my sky gets lighter as it goes down. Beautiful. Now I'm going to use my white again just to strengthen what I've done down here, make it a little bit brighter. Working in a circle motion, trying to fill in any of the little crevices of the paper that you see. That's the tooth of the paper. It's got a very bumpy surface, so I'm trying to smooth that down with my pencil. There we go, that is my sky done for now. I'm going to start adding a little bit of yellow down to my path here. So I'm going to start with my nice bright yellow. Now this is a fun, rough sketch. Splash the colors on, don't think about it too much. I'm being scruffy, dragging my pencil across. There we go. Now my hills are going to be a nice bright green down here. So I'm going to start with a bright base of yellow to begin with. So on this hill here, lovely. Being very rough with the application of my color. All the way down. And we'll do a little bit on that back hill too. Layer up your colors and have some fun. I'm going to add my bright green next over the top. This will help to separate my path and my hills because I'm not doing green on my path. That's going to be almost like a yellowy pebble looking path eventually once I've built some more colors into it. There we go. So don't think about it too much. Remember, just lay your colors down. We're building up layer after layer to create some depth in this. There we are, a nice bright green. Now I'm going to go and get a nice orangey tone here and add a bit of that down low on my path here. Taking that over. We're going to be jumping back and forth through our colors, layering them up. So we're going to go back to the orange again. What I do want to get going through my path here is some light. We want a nice light source coming down through. Our sky is making it nice and bright back here. So I'm going to go through with a little bit of white. You can tell I use my white a lot. It's about time to get a pencil saver on here, which is like a little extender, which makes it easier to use. A lot of people, when their pencils get down to this level, they'll throw them away. Don't do that. Get a pencil extender. Make it last a little bit longer. Another useful tip is to buy pencil colors separately. I use white and black a lot, so I buy those colors to replace them. And then a little bit of white on my hills here, close up to my horizon. Nice and bright, beautiful. And on this side, lovely. You can see how we're really getting light pouring in now by really having it brightened up closer to our horizon. Not done yet, still got lots of building to do. Lovely. Okay, now I'm going to use a darker green here. and my back hill, my rolling hill in the background. Let's separate these two by darkening this one up a little bit. Have it blending up to a slightly lighter top where it's closer to the sky there. There we are. And then down low on these hills, let's get a little bit of dark in here. My pencil is going all over the place. Think about the texture that you're going to see in this grass. It's not going to be smooth and flat. It is going to be a little bit all over the place. Grass shoots up in all different directions, so I'm kind of mimicking that with my pencil. So I'm not just replicating the color, grass is green, I'm also thinking about the texture that I'm trying to show as well. Not a smooth, flat sky, a rough looking, bumpy, grassy surface. Now, I need some more features in this. We're going to have trees shooting in to really bring some life to this. So before I can start building my trees, I've got to figure out where they're going to go. Again, don't think about this too much. Just go for it. It's only a fun little sketch. So I'm going to start on my hill over on the right. I'm going to have a tree up here. Now it's far away, so it's going to be a little tree. Just a little tree here. Branching out, maybe a couple little roots going down. That's it. That's my tree trunk on the hill. Let's do some over here. Now these are a little bit closer towards us, so they're going to be lower down. So I'm going to do one here and one here, I think. Lovely. So I'm going to go up, and again, branches are going to start to separate here and here. So as my tree trunk goes up, I'm going to have some branches going out in either direction. Not too much, because I'm going to fill this up with lovely bright colors for my leaves. There we are. And then let's do another large tree coming up into the image from here, I think. Lovely. So this is my biggest tree. Not sketching it at all. I'm just scribbling it straight in. Have some fun with it. Don't overthink it. There we go. It's a quick sketch. You can do as many as you want. Use this one as a starting point. And then experiment by yourself. Have some fun with it. All right, there we go. Now, I really like this dark brown. I'm going to use it to create a little bit more drama around my path and separate it from the grass some more. So at the base here, let's darken that just a little bit. Pull a couple of scratchies out onto my path. There we go. Same down here. My pencil color is just jibber-jabbering in all directions, really not thinking about it too much. I think I might do some tall grass down here as well, just to help break up this sharp corner with a little bit of texture. Maybe you want some flowers or something, or maybe even a pumpkin sitting down in the corner. It is that time of year. Over here as well, just to break up the corner of the path. And I'll blast some color through there in a little bit. Wonderful. Now let's bring these trees to life. It looks like a very windy day and all the leaves have been blown off the trees. Let's fix that. So I'm going to start with my nice bright yellow. It doesn't really matter too much what order you build these colors up in. You can carry on layering up pencil colors. They are fabulous tools to use. It's a case of just playing around and learning what they can do. So on my tree here, my pencil color is going in all directions. I'm trying to create the illusion of little clusters of leaves at a distance. So it's not going to be all beautiful, smooth like my sky. It's going to be going everywhere. Now, pencil colors are really clever because you can mix them just like you would mix paints, layering one on top of the other. Do you see as my yellow creeps up in front of my blue, what happens? you get green. The yellow lays over the top of the blue, and you end up with the blue showing through. Blue and yellow make green. It's a really lovely way of building up colors on your work. Now I am closing over some of my cloud here. I'm going to leave a little bit of it poking through because I do like my cloud there. All the way up. Look at that lovely green it's making. Beautiful. Nice yellow to begin with. Now this yellow in my tree I am loving, and I'm actually going to blast my grass with a little bit more to brighten that up too. So down here, pressing hard, I am building up a thick layer of wax on the surface. Now the more wax I get on the surface of my paper, the slicker and smoother it becomes. So I am having to put a little more pressure on, sliding this pencil around to get it nice and bright. Beautiful. Okay, now let's get a little bit of a yellowy orange on here. Here come the autumn colors. Now don't cover up all of the yellow. You want all of your autumn colors showing. It's a beautiful base, but we also want to leave some of it standing out by itself. The more different shades of orange and yellow you can get on your trees, the more realism and depth you're going to create. There we go. And again, whatever I'm putting in my trees, I'm putting it down on the ground a little bit in my path. All different directions. We're building this up so quickly because it's such a small little piece. And now our darker orange. Again, nice and hard, scribble scrabbling, leaving a lot of the yellow showing through. And now I'm going to use a nice dark red shade. Now I also want to splash a little bit of this red through my trees, through the trunks. And that helps to warm it up a little bit. Let's add some down in my grass below as well. On my path, so when I add a color, I don't just add it in one area. I kind of share it through the whole piece. Lovely. Again, being super careful not to cover up all of the yellows and oranges. I want a nice even amount of everything showing. And now I'm going to take some greens up in my tree as well. So the leaves are turning. We've got some green and some yellow going on. Remember, do not be afraid. Really pack your trees with color. Get some beautiful depth in here. And the dark green. Now I'm going to do something kind of clever with the dark green on my grass to bring it to life a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is add some shadow going through my background here. Now this is my light source in the middle, so I'm going to have some shadows kind of darting off from the base of my tree over to the left, using that dark green. There we go, 1 and 2, getting a little bit bigger as they drift away from the base of the tree. And this one I'm going to have coming in the opposite direction. There we go. I want to darken up that shadow a little bit by taking a tiny bit of brown over the top, close to the base of the tree. There we go. There we go, and I'm just going to push a little bit of light down through my grassy area in the front here, just to draw your eye. So it's the contrast between the light and the dark. So laying light colors next to dark colors really helps to draw your attention to those areas and stops them from getting too dark and deep. So splash a couple little highlights through to bring it to life, and there we go. Super simple, super quick little autumn scene. Have a go at coming up with your very own compositions. Perhaps you want to take out the green and do all autumn colors. Add some pumpkins, maybe even turn the path into a river. Your options are endless. Whatever you choose to do, remember the most important thing is that you have fun.